Hi friends, today we'll be having a chapter 2 uh, discussion on the coronation of Lord Kandan. Lord Kandan returned back to his camp after killing Surapadma. Congratulatory messages poured in from all the quarters, from his Senadipati, soldiers, and neighboring kings. Lord Kandan assembled his Senadipati and soldiers. He addressed them. My beloved Senadipati, my comrades at arms, and my dear soldiers, the defeat of Surapadman was possible only due to your discipline, sacrifice, and bravery. I extend my congratulations to all of you at this hour of success. I want you all to applaud yourself for this tremendous, hard fought victory. All the soldiers clapped enthusiastically. Lord Kandan continued. Now is the important juncture of our war: reconciliation, reconstruction, renovation, and reformation. It is easy to win a war, but to restore peace and order, it requires huge amount of effort. I want your eager participation in restoring Veeramagendrapuram to higher glory. Today, our main task would be the dignified mass burial of all the dead, irrespective of which army they belong to. We should also give a state burial to all the fallen brave and courageous warriors of Surapadman Camp 2. To mark our respect for the brave warrior Surapadman, henceforth my flag would bear the symbol of rooster and our Kumarikandam's empire bird would be peacock. Peacock and rooster henceforth will be known as the reminiscence of Surapadman and Veeramagendrapuram. The soldiers departed to implement Lord Kandan's command. The next scene, Agamugi rushed to meet Queen Padma Komalai on hearing the death of her final ray of hope, her brother Surapadman. Seeing her sister-in-law's unconsolable grief, Agamugi burst into tears. She hugged Padma Komalai and told in grief, Anni, sister-in-law in Tamil, I am responsible for the doom that our family, clan, and people of Veeramagendrapuram are facing at present. It was my anger at Indrani, who had captured my maids and forced them to their haram, and the humiliation of our women folk was a major reason for me to think of gifting Indrani as a consort to my beloved brother Surapadman. This resentment, anger, and pain that our women faced in our society due to the atrocities of Devendran blinded me from seeing reason, and hence today's plight. My husband, Sage Durvasa, hadn't been there for me even after the birth of my children, Vatapi and Vilvalan. The curse from their very own father, Sage Durvasa, led to their death at the hands of cunning Agastya. Amidst a wife-deserter husband and dead beloved children, my only ray of hope, solace, and purpose of my living was my dear brother Surapadman. He was not only a brother but also a fatherly person to me. He stood by me when gross injustice was done and my hands were chopped off by the cruel Mahakalan. My brother Singamugam justified the act of Mahakalan and resisted Surapadman from taking any action. But the just and learned Surapadman stood by me, as he knew that even though my act was not justifiable, it was a huge punishment of chopping off my hands for a petty offense. He opined that Mahakalan's response was grave and unworthy of a man of his stature. Surapadman questioned me as to whether Mahakalan would have done the same with Indrani if she had one of our women dragged to be a consort for Devendran. He felt that Mahakalan had aggravated the issue instead of handling the situation better. My bleeding chopped hands and my intolerable pain and suffering could never be erased from Surapadman's memory. Agamugi further continued, my brother also recalled the past misdeeds of Devendran and his clans towards Shaivites and our women. When the entire world suspected my chastity, and talked about my supposed promiscuity spread by the rumor mongers of Devendran and my deserted husband, says Durvasa, my brother Surapadman was the only one who knew me inside out, and he was my sole pillar of strength during those trying times. He was the only one who empathized with my sorrow and loss. Today I have lost such a noble soul. I have no purpose or desire to live for any. I will join you in the pyre of my brother and relieve my sorrow and loss once for all. Padma Komalai replied, Agamugi, my husband always had a soft corner for you. He has shed many a tears for your plight that you were pushed into. He has been more hurt by the rumors and your vilification as a seductress. He understood your pain and all others women too. Under his rule, many women have occupied highest literary honors and have lived their lives more than a daughter, a sister, or a wife, and have fulfilled their soul's yearnings. He has always been provided opportunities for the aspirations of women to be fulfilled. He was against the rigid patriarchal enslavement of women as per Devendran's code of conduct. You were also one of the reasons for his enlightenment of women's suffering in the name of right conduct. He had executed severe punishment for all the wife deserters and escapists in the name of celibacy and austerity. He freed all the Veeramagendrapuram women folk from the burden of daily chores by establishing community kitchen and community laundry for women. He has empowered women with equal rights for education. Such a great progressive soul in a regressive age lies dead as an unsung hero with tarnished reputation. He was against me entering the pyre and wanted me to search for a suitable person to be married with. Who at present would think of a widow remarriage when the widower is endowed with this right? Who is progressive enough to remarry a widow at this era? Rather, the code of conduct expects the women to shave their heads, wear white sari, and make ourselves ugly to deter the wandering, lustful eyes of men. Surapadman's rule is irreplaceable and impeccable, and no one can surpass him. No man can replace him as my husband. I am emotionally and spiritually closely attached to him. I have decided to join my husband's pyre against his wishes. Agamugi, do not join me. Spread the progressive ideas and thoughts of Surapadman amidst our people. You know the value of these ideas and thoughts of Surapadman. Be the messenger, be a ray of hope for all the suffering souls. Agamugi reluctantly agreed with her sister-in-law when all her efforts to reconcile her went in vain. The next scene, all the people of Veeramagendrapuram had joined for the funeral ceremony of the departed souls. Padma Komalai had already entered the pyre of Surapadman clandestinely against the instructions of Lord Kandan. Agamugi departed to her kingdom, which was duly gifted by Surapadman, when sage Durvasa had deserted her. All the kith and kin of dead warriors wailed in inconsolable sorrow. The city was in a pale of gloom and buried in grief. Kandan had announced mourning for 15 days and any public assembly to commence only after the 15th day. On the 16th day, Lord Kandan addressed the surviving residents of Veeramagendrapuram. Citizens of Veeramagendrapuram, from henceforth, this kingdom would be a part of Kumarikandam. My army would be stationed at all the Arupadai places. For eternity, people living within these areas would be under my protection. I do understand the grief that you are all going through and the unknown future ahead. I hereby assure that henceforth in the Kumarikandam, no king or administrator would either encourage a religion or discourage a religion. Religion is a private affair and would not be mixed with politics or economics. The official language of communication and the empire language would be Tamil. In Veeramagendrapuram, an university would be established for studying Tamil, translating all the existing literature of the world into Tamil. The vocabulary of Tamil would be enhanced so that we can describe everything in Tamil. You will always be near and dear to me when you communicate your prayers in Tamil to me. I henceforth ban the spread of any religion through Shaivite or Vaishnavite proponents. I want both the sects to practice their beliefs in peaceful manner and develop tolerance for each other. Lord Kandan continued further with his relief measures. Each and every citizen of Veeramagendrapuram would be paid 200 gold coins to restart their devastated lives back again. I promote widow remarriages and commencement of family life again. Every year, Tamil Thai title would be bestowed on those mothers who have given birth to more than 10 kids. The state treasury henceforth would bear the cost of all the residents' expenditure towards education and health in return for your loyalty and service to Kumarikandam. Lord Kandan further announced no merchant would be allowed to have more than 10,000 gold coins. Any profit above that would be part of the state treasury. I don't want absolute wealth and greed to corrupt people to end up as profit-minded, inhumane men who would surely loot the natural resources of Kumarikandam for their personal and family growth. They would call it as development of Kumarikandam when in reality it would be the prosperity of their family. They would waste their wealth for pompous marriage and for display of their wealth. They wouldn't respect the people who generated the wealth and deprive them of their earnings. Wealth shouldn't accumulate amidst handful of few men, and rather it should be distributed fairly amidst all our citizens. All the excess earnings of merchants would be used for welfare measures of citizens. Merchants are also discouraged from meddling into the affairs of administration and tax deduction. The haves should pay for the wants of have-nots. I henceforth announce that the working duration for all the professions of Kumarikandam would be only 8 hours. I totally discourage people who overwork either for their excess needs or for their employer's greed. Kumarikandam can have a happy family only when these welfare measures see the light. Happy and prosperous family always builds a happy and prosperous empire. Happy and prosperous empire makes the earth and heaven to live on. Lord Kandan, addressing the soldiers amidst the audience, told, all the soldiers in the Arupadai would be soldiers for life, whether in war or peace. They would be paid pensions and their immediate family in case of their demise would be taken care of by the state treasury. Loyalty of soldiers sacrificing their lives would be loyally paid by the empire. Food also would be provided to all the soldiers at the war front as well as in their camps. I want to wind up my speech by the statutory ideals of Kandan's Kumarikandam as food for farmers, dignity for women, house for laborers, peace for soldiers, and self-respect for the downtrodden. Every citizen of Kumarikandam will have liberty, equality, and the right to follow his chosen religion, faith, and language without imposing the same on others. Varnashrama and Devendran's code of conduct are banned in Kumarikandam. Kumarikandam will be a land of peace, prosperity, happiness, contentment, and equality. Everyone's dream would be fulfilled in our land. Kumarikandam's ultimate motto is to strive towards a casteless and classless society. Lord Kandan also announced his personal decision. My marriage with Daivanai would be 2 months from today at Tiruparakundram. My coronation ceremony would be a month after my marriage. I want all my citizens to actively participate in these events. Shower me with your affection and devotion and join in our banquet after the ceremony. The crowd showered praise on Lord Kandan. Lord Kandan entrusted Senadipati Veerabagu, Ilangovan and Kadir Salvan the task of organizing and arranging the requirements for marriage and coronation ceremony. Lord Kandan departed for Kailasam to invite his parents, Lord Sambasivam and Mother Uma, along with his beloved brother, Lord Vinayagam, for his upcoming marriage and coronation ceremony. Next scene. After many years, Lord Kandan returned home. His mother, Uma, was overjoyed to welcome him back. She chided him for having taken too personally the handing over of Jnanapadam, the fruit of knowledge, to Lord Vinayagam. She was brimming with pride on hearing Lord Kandan's success, achievement, and the huge devoted following he had. She realized that Lord Kandan, having left home and family, had brought a drastic change in his growth and stature. Lord Sambasivam and Lord Vinayagam were also happy to receive Lord Kandan back. They all had pride in Kandan's achievements and feat. From an young boy to a resplendent and confident young man, Lord Kandan's change was a pride for all. Lord Sambasivam's family visited Devendran's family and fixed the marriage on an auspicious day. Mother Uma was very happy to have Devane as a daughter-in-law. Lord Kandan and Devane were a couple made for each other, and they complemented each other's personality. The marriage ceremony was the talk of all the three worlds. After many years, Kumarikandam had a great event to celebrate. Food and dishes of wide variety was served in the banquet, and people were overwhelmed by the hospitality and the grandeur of the divine marriage. All of them identified Lord Kandan as one among their family member. The coronation ceremony of Lord Kandan was also a grand event. Lord Kandan took the blessings of Sambasivam and Huma. Also, he took blessings from his elder brother, Lord Vinayagam. People were very optimistic and eagerly awaited the golden reign of Muruganatchi. That ends the second chapter, the coronation of Lord Kandan. So, watch the other audiobooks for the remaining chapters. So, if you have liked this, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.